You haven't been spreading as much joy or empathy as you could this new year. Listen up, because these next two guests are here to ensure you do just that as we head throughout the year. Here this morning to talk about how you can bring empathy to joy is America's Joy Magnet. We all know her, Shari, and author and empathy activist, Rob. Rob, help me out with your last name. I don't want to get it wrong.
Oh, thank you. It's Volpe.
Volpe. Rob Volpe. Thank you both so much for waking up with us this morning. Really appreciate your time.
Good morning. It's great to be waking up with you.
Absolutely. So, Shari, kick us off here. How can having more empathy bridge that gap in joy?
Well, I'm going to let Rob, the expert, speak specifically on that. But I will tell you, though, that having empathy in a relationship, it's the cornerstone of a good relationship. And we know from our research at the Art and Science of Joy that a sense of belonging is something that impacts joy. And so when we have a good relationship with other people, we feel that sense of belonging, and that can definitely impact our joy.
A good empathic relationship. Let's bring Rob into this conversation then. Rob, talk to us about bridging that gap and building more joy by offering more empathy.
Yeah, absolutely. There's an empathy crisis that's been going on in our country. I don't think you have to look very hard to see that. Studies have found, from the University of Michigan, found a 40% decline in empathy skills from people from 1979 through 2001 till even today. In some studies that my firm Ignite 360 has done, we found that nearly 1/3 of U.S. adults are unable to easily agree with the statement, "I can easily see the point of view of others." So when you think about relationships that we're having, if 1/3 of people aren't able to actually make that connection to see where other people are coming from and how they're feeling, it's really hard to feel like you might belong, that you feel safe and you're secure. And empathy is a large part of what goes into that. Making sure that somebody feels heard, that you can say, "Oh, I can see your point of view," or "I hear where you're coming from."
Yeah, I find it interesting. I'm reading some of some of the information in your background and everything. How we use empathy to build a connection instead of a conflict. How is, for somebody who might not know me, how is being empathy or showing someone empathy, how can that actually turn into a conflict?
So empathy is actually the secret ingredient that empowers or fuels all the skills that we need and use to be the people that we are or that we hope to become.
Oh.
So if you're using empathy, if you're establishing empathy, you're going to be a better communicator. You're going to collaborate better. You're going to be able to solve problems, make decisions. You're going to be able to work with other people in a much more collaborative fashion because they're feeling heard and hopefully they're giving you empathy in return. And it's having that understanding of where the other person is coming from that can allow you to find that common ground and that starting place. And this plays out from all the issues that face us, whether it's gun control and some of the hot political topics, to like favorite flavor of ice cream and trying to determine what ice cream we might go have if we went out for a treat later.
Shari, we're running low on time here. We got about 15 seconds left. Can you just give us some guidance on how to implement this in our everyday life?
Absolutely. We invite you to come over to the Year of Joy, which is at the Art and Science of Joy. Rob is going to be sharing an entire workshop next week all about empathy. It's a community that literally is helping you to impact your joy.
Thank you both so much. Really appreciate your time. Local headlines are up after American Deals and Deals.